Hello, hello. Hello, are we live? You guys hear me okay? Alrighty. Had to jump on for everybody. Let me know that you can hear me. 5x5. A lot of Theta talk in here. Um, Today we're going to be talking about the new JP Morgan settlement. A new settlement. A new settlement. Not like the 151 other settlements, but a new settlement. JP Morgan silver and gold manipulation. 10 years. 10 years of pain and suffering from all my GATA guys. I don't even know what to say anymore. We're going to wait for a couple people to get on. Can you guys hear me? 5x5. All right. I think it's working. All right, good. I'm just going to read it to start with, and then I will discuss all the pertinent parts. JP Morgan Chase agrees to pay $920 million in connection with schemes, multiple, to defraud precious metals and U.S. Treasury markets. JP Morgan Chase has entered into a resolution with the Justice Department to resolve charges related to two distinct schemes to defraud. The first involving tens of thousands of episodes of unlawful trading in the markets for precious metals future contracts. Tens of thousands. Who was it? They're just trading back and forth to each other. They're rigging the price. Oh, Bix, you're crazy. You're a tinfoil conspiracy guy. Ted Butler doesn't know what he's talking about. You guys, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So look out. The DOJ is here to save the day because the CFTC, whose job it was to do at the time, who was investigating JP Morgan for doing this very same thing at this very same time, couldn't quite figure it out. Or they were paid off, or both. I don't care what happens to JP Morgan. I know they're not going to they might throw a couple traders in jail. They won't throw Blythe Masters in jail, who belongs in jail, Jamie Dimon in jail, or the board of directors in jail. This is a criminal enterprise. This is number 152 massively major violations that they got to pay their way out of. $34.5 billion in the last 20 years, that they've $34.5 billion plus another billion. So $35.5 billion that JP Morgan has paid to get out of jail, and they made trillions or quadrillions off of us. These are bad, bad, bad humans. If they're actually human, we're not quite sure yet. You read this and you just draw drops. RICO charges are racketeering charges. The entire institution needs to go down. Plus, especially senior management. This is not the first time. It's the 151st time. All it takes is one time under RICO charges for you to lose all your banking licenses, all your commodity trading licenses. Nothing in this announcement says that JP Morgan can no longer trade in silver and gold. Nothing says they have to get rid of, well, it does say they got to get rid of their gains. What do you think? Ted Butler nailed it. They told JP Morgan 6 months ago this was coming down. You need to get rid of 300 million ounces of your physical silver, which they did. These criminals behind the scenes are just shocking. Shocking, I say. And listen to how tough the DOJ is. Quote, for 8 years, try 20 years, but for 8 years, traders on JP Morgan's precious metals and U.S. Treasury's desk engaged in separate schemes to defraud other market participants. Raise your hand if you're another market participant in gold and silver. That involved thousands of instances of unlawful trading meant to enhance profits and avoid losses, said Acting Attorney General Brian Rabbit. Said Roger Rabbit, he's hot on the case, of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Quote, Today's resolution, which includes a significant criminal monetary penalty, I do say, compensation for victims, I don't think I'm getting a penny, and requires JP Morgan to disgorge its unlawful gains, then you take the whole company apart. All their gains are unlawful. Reflects the nature and seriousness of the bank's offenses and represents a milestone in the department's ongoing efforts to ensure the integrity of public markets crucial to our financial system. It is too freaking late, DOJ. You're way too late. This system cannot run without the rigging of gold and silver, and you know it. Onward. Quote, and I quote again, JP Morgan engaged in two separate years-long market manipulation schemes, says U.S. Attorney John Durham of the District of Connecticut. Not only will the company pay a substantial financial penalty and return money to victims, I can't wait for my check. It's going to be so... All you silver bugs out there have been abused by this company, you're getting a check, so says the DOJ. But this agreement requires JP Morgan to self-report violate... Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Not only will the company pay a substantial financial penalty and return money to victims, but this agreement requires JP Morgan to self-report violations of the federal anti-fraud laws and cooperate in any future criminal investigation. Are you freaking kidding me? Just yesterday, or today, I think it was today, the CFTC busted Citibank. Why did they bust them? Because they erased all their recordings of all their traders. And they charged them $4 million. And they said these were under a judge's order to retain the records too. And they destroyed it. We've completely lost all sense of sanity. The entire system needs to go down, including the COMEX, the LBMA, the SEC, the CFTC, the Department of Justice, the Trump administration, the Senate, the Congress. All of it is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everything we live in is a fake, a lie. I'm done. Everything is a lie. They're completely full of shit. And it will continue. You know how you can tell if silver's rigged? Starting right now, after this great big announcement from the DOJ, you can tell if it's rigged, or you can tell if they're full of shit on the basis of what the silver price does over the next 10 trading days. If it goes from $25 to $50 to $100 to $75 to $75,000, then you know it's a freely traded market. If it doesn't, you know it's rigged. No matter what they do, watch the volumes. The same bullshit's going to happen, except it's going to be somebody else. Keep an eye on BlackRock, by the way. Doesn't BlackRock have a fiduciary responsibility to the holders of SLV to make sure that their warehouses aren't being leased out the back end? I think they do. And here they have. How come BlackRock isn't announcing today to say, oh my God, we made a mistake and we put JP Morgan in charge of our silver, and now they've been completely found guilty in a settlement of rigging the very market that they hold the gold or the silver in. BlackRock is 100% complicit, not even complicit. They are involved in the rigging as well. Why isn't this, say, JP Morgan and BlackRock have rigged the gold and silver markets? All right, I think I'll look at some chats. What do you guys think? Should we just storm the gates and say, fuck it? Storm the gates and say, no more taxes we're going to pay. No more, you want to defund the police? Fine, I've got a gun. Everybody pull out your guns and let's go watch the debate. This is ridiculous. People saying, I don't care, but I'm going all in on Theta. Fix this. See, that's the kind of thinking that people have been telling me for 20 years, and I refuse to believe it. But right now, it's up to us. We can't say, yeah, it's always been like that. We got to scream about it. We got to tell the Democrats about it. By the way, Democrats, You want to vent your frustration and take down Trump? Start screaming about markets being manipulated. He's the guy in charge. That would destroy his little economy. You know, when you construct a financial system on rigged markets and phony everything, you gotta expect your enemies to go after you. Trump, anybody could go after the United States right now because of the rigging of silver, gold, and silver. I don't blame Trump. He's only been in there 4 years. I blame Obama, Bush, Clinton, obviously. I even blame Reagan, although he tried to take it out. They gave him Alzheimer's. This is just ridiculous. My country's gone to shit, and it's going to be on display tonight at the election. I heard Trump saying that he wants to check Joe Biden's ears for the ear thing that they funnel all the answers to, like Clinton had at the last debates. It was so obvious, and Biden won't do it. You know, they have these jammer things. You can just jam the electric circuit. We're gonna see. I would love to see that. He'd be talking all of a sudden, or maybe put like static through it. It might hurt him though. Yeah. And they wanted to test him for drugs, and he wouldn't do that. Biden. I don't even know if Biden is still alive. It might be a body double, or I have no idea what's going to go on. Biden couldn't change his underwear. I know. I don't think that Biden is going to be there come election time. I don't think the Democrats don't even want a true election. They want chaos. Just remember that. So, yeah, Trump might run against himself and win, and no one on the left gives a shit. They'll pull out their Antifa people. All right. Ooh, holy crap, $99. Thank you so much. Vince, what's up, bud? You're right. The father of all lies was Satan. That's why God kicked him and Anakim and Nephilim out of heaven. Love you, Vix, because you love the truth. Remember, Jesus Christ is the only way to truth and light. Theta 77 cents. Good news. God bless, brother. Cool. I like religious comments like that. Those are good. Didn't hurt anybody. Didn't offend anybody. Didn't exclude anybody. Everybody's in this mix together. And of course, if God created everyone, then everyone's pretty much gonna make it to heaven. Maybe not Jamie Dimon and Blythe Masters. All right. Casa Arturo. Come on, Clone Man. I like that name. Wouldn't that be a cool superhero name? Clone Man. All right, let's go. Let's talk about whatever the hell you guys want to talk about. Throw something out in the chat. I got Amy making wallets right now for all these new subscribers, so she's not able to do any moderation. But I got Crypto Angels out there. Thank you, sir. Yeah, all my moderators, if there's jackasses, I've been noticing a lot of jackasses lately. Just get rid of them for life. All right. Theta, a quick comment on Theta is that's my comment for Theta. Theta is the bomb. I'm telling you right now. Theta's going to $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a token. And what is it right now? 70 cents? 70 cents? Crazy. Michael Klein wants to know about salt. Everybody says salt. Why didn't these people sell when salt hit $18? Most of my guys got in at $1.50. Why didn't you sell when it hit $18? I'm a hodler. I'll hodl till kingdom come, and yes, salt went down to zero practically. The company's still doing well, doing exactly what they said they were going to do. It's just that the token is not useful because everybody's afraid they're going to lose their money if they take out a loan. But don't forget, you get the money in the first place. So, yeah, salt, I don't know if it'll come back or not. I just don't know. You're battling the banksters. But, yeah, the ICO was at $1.50, and then it went up to 18, and most people didn't sell anything. Some did. So, I don't know. Same with Bitcoin. Why didn't you sell Bitcoin at $20 and back to 10? It's rigged. The game is rigged. So, there you go. Some of these investments will work out, and some will not. Obviously, silver is going to go moonshot. It already has from the $4 we started investing in back in 1999. But yeah, I do think silver is going to go 4-1 at least with gold. So Litecoin. Everybody says this thing. I love this one. They say, Bix, why don't you say Litecoin is the right coin anymore? And I'm like, you didn't finish the verse of the song. Litecoin is the right coin as a means of exchange. Litecoin will do very well when the banks start faltering and we need a means of exchange. Until then, it's going to trottle along with the rest of the cryptos. It'll go up as Bitcoin goes up. It'll go down as Bitcoin goes down. As soon as we need a means of exchange, boom. Litecoin is the right coin. So it's a waiting game. In the meantime, you can wait in Theta. Theta is a waiting game too. We're waiting for 1,000. You can do either. Obviously, Theta is newer and really not many crypto people at all know anything about it. It's a technology. It's a technology company. It's not necessarily a cryptocurrency, although it is. So, all right. What's going to happen to the stock market? I don't know. Whatever Steve Mnuchin decides. Steve Mnuchin was the head of computer market rigging at Goldman Sachs. His job was to click the mouse. Stock market goes down, he clicks the mouse. Stock market goes up, he'll let it run. Clicking the mouse means trading, $1 trillion in derivatives every day, 100 trillion, a quadrillion. Doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter when you're at the helm of the Exchange Stabilization Fund, which is all derivatives, by the way. It's nothing. I mean, money is nothing anymore. It's really kind of bizarre that we even think about, I have so many U.S. dollars. Meanwhile, we look up in the sky, we got a secret space program that was probably the 5, 10, 20 quadrillion dollars is what they're guessing. It is insane. The whole world is insane. And you get to live through it. Aren't you happy? Year zero is a blast. I'm loving it. Jay Matthews, Bix, your YouTube post was deleted today. Did you do this or were you banned? Both. They started by cutting off the monetization, and then they were shadow banning, and they were like, I think they were on the brink of giving me a strike because I was talking about the things I just talked about. They're a little more lenient on the live chat. But yeah, so I pulled it, and I put it out to all the private room members. Private room members have it, and Patreon members have it. And it was all about Blythe and Criminal Blight. Something really cool to look forward to is the Word Wednesday with Paige. Paige and I were recording it today. This is for the Instagram, On the Road to Ruta Instagram. We were recording it, and just when the JP Morgan news broke, and this week's word was RICO, as in RICO charges, and we're going to talk about that halfway through to find out that JP Morgan got off. JP Morgan got off. Slap on the wrist, and they can continue to trade silver and gold and treasuries and whatever. They can trade whatever they want because they can rig anything they want because our government and our society and our people are 100% dependent upon the banks opening up tomorrow. You cannot allow the largest bank in the world to collapse because this entire fake Ponzi scheme of an economic system would collapse as well. So there you go. Jeffrey Summers, will JP Morgan keep on rigging? I don't think it will be JP Morgan, but somebody's got to take it over or you don't have a monetary system. Our monetary system is based on fraud, on manipulation, and on dirty dealings. Welcome to America. Brett B. Rigging will never end. Maybe. We'll find out, right? To the moon! I want to see what Warren Buffett does. If Warren Buffett announces, oh, by the way, I'm in the market for 1 billion ounces of silver, we're probably going to buy 10 billion ounces of silver and sell all our stocks, you might think differently about Warren Buffett. We might have a disclosure that Buffett is buying physical silver again. Just keep an eye on that. Thank you for the super chat, Joseph L. Seems like backbone of the entire internet and Internet of Things could easily surpass 1 trillion, making $1,000 Theta pretty comprehensible. Yeah, that's the number. There's 1 billion tokens, and at $1,000 each, it's $1 trillion company. Well, it's $1 trillion token. The company's probably going to be worth a lot more than that. Theta Labs. Yeah, but the token, the protocol, absolutely. Get your hands on as much Theta as you can. And Theta Fuel, I don't know when that ratio is really going to kick in, but I do know that companies like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon will be buying Theta Fuel on the open market to get their hands on as much as possible to be used for their streaming of data via the Theta network. They don't have to go through other CDNs, content delivery networks, that charge them an arm and a leg, and they're running out of space. So how much will fuel be worth? I don't know. My guess is it'll be a ratio that kind of wobbles between 15 and 25 to 1. Now, Theta Fuel has a 5% inflation rate kicker, but they also get burned at times as well. So, I mean, it could be at some point that, right now I don't think it'll happen, mainly because Binance owns all the Theta Fuel. They own so much Theta Fuel. But it might be at some point it goes to 5 to 1, back to 5 to 1. And now it's like 60 to 1, 70 to 1. So it might be a Theta Fuel buying time. I don't know. My problem with buying Theta Fuel right now, and I bought some, not a lot, my problem would be the timing. How long will it take for the people to adopt Theta in mass so that Amazon and those guys start scrambling for Theta Fuel? It'll happen. I just don't know if it'll be 6 months or 3 or 4 years. And do I want to sit on Theta Fuel for 3 or 4 years? Yeah, it'll do well. But remember also, you get your hands on some Theta and you can create Theta Fuel through a Guardian node. And I was gently corrected in my discussion the other day where I was calling it what was I calling it? The edge node catcher. And it's edge node cacher, CACHE. That's where you keep the extra room on your computer. Don't ask me to. You've all heard of cache memory and all that. That's what it's referring to. It's not a catcher. I had this vision of Catcher in the Rye. That's all. I'm old. Give me a break. All right. Sideways. Can you expand about the U.S. firing a missile into the moon? Yeah, they did that a few years back. They wanted to determine what the moon dust was made of. Not that they didn't go there and take a scoop anyway. So they fired a rocket into the moon. The moon rang like a bell. And oh, by the way, there was silver on the moon at the exact spot where they fired it. There was silver in the dust. So yeah, all you spiritual people, silver and the moon go together just like gold and the sun go together. Yes, there's, 2.4 trillion tons of gold in the sun. And the sun is always, those EMPs and stuff like that, the filaments that come flying out, they're filled with gold. Sometimes they come to Earth, actually. Sometimes they split open the Grand Canyon, actually. Go to roadroo.com to find out more about that. All right. Ben Limke. When is Coinbase testing Theta? Well, they won't be unless they're running. No, they're not going to test Theta. They'll take them on as a coin, and that I would think it would be the next group of coins that go on. They've already announced that their Theta is one of the coins, one of the 20 that they're looking at. I would think with the success of Theta Mainnet, the attention it's getting because it's going up so fast in price, Google signing on, Samsung already being signed on, I would guess that Coinbase will definitely, and the lack of availability in the United States, Coinbase will definitely bring Theta on in the next round, I believe. And then sky's the limit because remember, people can't get their hands on Theta. It did not ICO. That's one of the best things about Theta is they did not ICO, so the SEC has nothing to say about it. You hear that, SEC? You got nothing to say about it. Brilliant move, by the way. So, yeah. Crypto Angels, Theta is not on Coinbase yet. Yep, not yet. Steven says, why G-Pool quit letting people stake? They didn't, actually. You go on the private road, I discuss how that works. They are revamping their website. The G-Pool node is still working fine. I think there's over 40 million staked tokens to it. They're changing their website and the way it functions so that they just do delegates, full delegates. So right now it's got to be at least 10,000. They're not going to do the small stuff. Although I think Theta is going to change the 10,000 to 1,000 as the price rises. They've already said they're going to do that. So really interesting there. But yeah, Gpool, you can still use the same Guardian node summary that I have on at the Road to Ruta Theta page if you want to stake. They're just revamping the website right now, pretty much. It'll be a little different structurally, but for the delegate pool that basically you use their Guardian node summary, it is not changed. You're still making Theta fuel. Every day I make some Theta fuel. All right. Free and fighting. Do you think silver hits 1950 again this year or next? Maybe $19,500, but no, not $19.50. I do believe that we are at the end of silver manipulation. The question is, will BlackRock be successful in taking over where J.P. Morgan has now failed? Let's face it, J.P. Morgan has now been taken out of the picture by the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice cannot justify J.P. Morgan coming back doing the exact same thing, or even another bank. And we've seen a lot of the banks bow out. So it would have to be a hedge fund that comes in there. That's why I think it's BlackRock, and the people within BlackRock are knee deep in manipulation of all markets already. So also keep an eye on Virtu Financial, the number 2 rigger, Vinny Viola over there. Huge rigger, stock market, bond market, but definitely the crypto markets as well. All you crypto people, if you don't like computer market rigging, you hate Vincent Viola. But some people do. Some people love the volatility of the crypto derivatives and all that. So, JB, G-Pool question, Bix, do you get more T-Fuel from Guardian node or G-Pool? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can run a Guardian node on your computer, or you can piggyback off the Guardian node that G-Pool is running. So it's the exact same thing, and the amount of T-Fuel you make is based on you get a percentage of the pool. So the more Theta you have that you stake, you'll get a bigger percentage of the pool. But you definitely make more T-Fuel running a Guardian node than the node edge cacher. But you don't need T-Fuel. So you can just run the edge node cacher, which you guys can get on the thetatoken.org website, and you can earn T-Fuel without any Theta, without any staking, just free. Universal basic income, my friends. All right. Bix, do you have anything to say about Flamingo? I don't know what Flamingo is. I'm probably missing out on something. Kevin says precious metal is going to crash before elections. I don't think so. I think right now that they're obviously still under control. I'm not sure what's going to happen between now and the end of the year. Whether that control, definitely J.P. Morgan is not allowed to do. They say it was just the spoofing, but everybody knows it was much more than that. So, and they had to pay back 300 million ounces of their physical, which they've done. A lot of it went into SLV. Oh, by the way, who's the custodian? Right now, after this announcement, I can't see any justification for BlackRock to have JP Morgan as the custodian. Or the COMEX allow a bank who has been literally charged $1 billion for criminally manipulating the market. How could the COMEX allow JP Morgan to still participate and be the largest warehouser of silver? This puts the CME in a liable place as well. Where's your fiduciary duty, CME? You got the number 1 market rigger in the world as your largest player. It is your fault as well then. You are complacent with what is going on. You should be If we had a justice system, you would be thrown to the wolves. Paige made a great comment, and I want you guys to watch her Word Wednesday. She's like, they use RICO charges on like drug gangs now and inner city gangs. Why don't they use it on J.P. Morgan? Why don't they really use it? You can get, I mean, the RICO charges are so bland and so easy to lay against anybody. You've got a bank that has 152 massive payoffs, settlements from all the regulators. $35.5 billion. You don't think you could stop what they do? Stop them. Make them stop. Or you're just as bad. And I go back to what I started with. We should throw out the regulators. Throw out Trump and his officials. Throw out, if Biden gets in, obviously they should be thrown out. Throw out Congress. Throw out the Supreme Court. Throw them all out. They're all bad. This is not the country I want. This is not the world I want. And I don't think anybody else does either. If you really think about it, we need a little truth and honesty. We need some justice. And we're not getting it right now. Not even close. All right. Let me check my handy dandy machine. Questions. David Reese, heard T-Fuel only buys items. Can't get cash firing. T-Fuel will be the currency of the content producers such as Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, all that, if they want to use the Theta network. If they want to share, everybody else is sharing their broadband. If those big companies want to participate, they're going to have to pay with T-Fuel. So that's where the demand for T-Fuel. Yeah, you can tip people with it. You can do little things with it. The big things you can do with it is to save millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that you pay with content delivery networks. These Amazon and Netflix, they all have to pay content delivery networks, a centralized network, to broadcast their information, their content. This goes right around it for a lot cheaper. So it's going to be picked up quickly. That's why I think if you're looking for a rig job on a cryptocurrency, I think very soon Binance is going to rig Theta Fuel up from whatever it is, 70 or 80 to 1 back to maybe 20 to 1. We'll see. All right. Lucky One says, "Sup, Bix? Have you heard anything new from Uncle Cliff?" No, not. He's on Twitter a lot. Nothing new. He's in the middle of a court battle, I think, with the Blue Chicken Cult. It takes up a lot. He can't do much while he's fighting with the idiots out there. So I know he's right in the middle of the shit with all the fires up in Washington, and yeah, he's in the middle of year zero like all of us. So, Kevin says, "Can Theta be stored on a Nano S?" Yes. Nano Ledger S, yes. But the Nano and the Trezor, it's a little different. You need to go to the ThetaToken.org website and go to their online wallet right at the top. And it gives you 4 choices of the wallets. Choose the hardware one. You'll say Trezor or Ledger. Ledger's a little more difficult, but you figure it out. It walks you through how to do it. And it's different, though, because a lot of people like going to their Trezor or their Ledger and trying to open up. Oh, it looks like it doesn't support Theta, but it does if you go to the ThetaToken.org website. Polynesians, Pip, Starlink, or Theta. Theta by 1,000. How's that? Theta by 1,000 on any cryptocurrency right now. Theta's massively undervalued. At some point, I'll say, Theta's getting a little overpriced. But right now, it's the future of the internet. 75% of all streaming, everything done through the wires, is not the internet. It's video streaming. 75%. That's the market. And then, oh, by the way, all the internet can go through Theta. And the big problem that these big players have, which is lack of bandwidth, is solved. With a patent, by the way. All right. Let's see. Brenda O says, so right now, if you're waiting 1,000 Theta for Guardian nodes, should we store as paper wallet? I think that means 10,000. You can store it on a paper wallet. Not many people use paper wallets. I use them for Road to Ruta because it's easy to mail out to people. I suggest you can't stake from a paper wallet without bringing it back online, and you don't want to do that with paper wallets. Once you bring it back, a paper wallet back online, you want to empty it because it's compromised. Even if you do it well, you just want it. All paper wallets, when you bring them back, you just want to empty the whole thing, put it into your regular Theta wallet or your mobile Theta wallet or your Trezor wallet. All of those you can stake from. My suggestion, if you're interested, is to get a Trezor. Real easy to use, and you can stake right from the Trezor. All right, let's see what we got in the chat. Hello, boo-boo. Any news on Veritasium? No, not yet. If Cliff's data comes true, we'll have a banking collapse. The exchanges will collapse, and they'll come to Reggie say, help us, help us. I don't know if that's going to happen. Right now, it's a long shot. I look at Veritasium as lottery tickets. I got a lot of lottery tickets in my back drawer. That's about it. Floyd says, do you think the government will use the Grand Canyon gold to monetize the debt? No, it doesn't make sense. I'd get rid of the debt. There's so much more debt than what they tell you. Let the banks crash and all the debt's gone. So you don't want to give away your treasures. And that's what it says in the Road to Ruta documents. They stop trading with each other. What do they call it? Pebbleton stops trading with, what are those two other? The Gopher Junction, which is Mexico. I love that name for it. Gopher Junction, and the Canada, which was Gopher Junction and something about mountains. No. When financial collapses happen, they're not gonna give away their gold. No, the debt will be gone. Anybody who held it made a mistake in trusting that the government wasn't printing money out the back door. Catherine Austin Fitts has already found over 100 trillion. I've been saying a long time, it's infinity money. We've hit infinity money a long time ago. So, hey, thank you for the $10. Polynesian Pip. I got another. Evan, thank you for the 50. Wow, $50. Thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that. I can go buy some Theta. Phil says, what wallet is safe to store Theta and other cryptocurrency? I'd go with Trezor, hardware wallet. The Theta, the mobile wallet's safe as long as you make them correctly. The desktop wallet's safe. But yeah, we'll see. Let's see. John says, what do you think about Kraken? I heard they cleaned up their shit, shall we say. But there's still an exchange that trades a lot more than what they claim to have. And in times of trouble, when things are rough, they don't have the coins that their customers are holding their accounts. So they don't trade one for one. Nobody does. Coinbase doesn't. And it would be hard to do. So the industry standard, if there was one, would be Kraken, would be Gemini, and would be Coinbase. But they probably have 80% of the cryptos that they really should have. All the other exchanges have like 10%. Except maybe Binance, it's a deep state exchange. The crypto cabal is in there, so they're the largest. Who knows what they really have? I have a lot, but who knows what they really have? All right, let's see on the chat room. Diego says, on their website, it looks like G-Pool is considering Cardano in the future. Is that a good investment? It's not bad. I mean, it's not as good as Theta. So I I like a lot of the cryptos, but they're just not as good as Theta right now because the world doesn't know about Theta. That's why it's so massively undervalued. I mean, I think it's gone from like number 50 on the list to number 30 on the list. It's going to go in the top 5. I don't know if it's between now and the end of next year or now and the end of this year. You know, when it starts trading on Coinbase, nobody in the U.S. has any. All these crypto investors, they don't have any. They never heard of it. They wouldn't know how to analyze a technology company. Vix, do you have a Trezor link? I think it's Trezor.io. But make sure if you buy a Trezor or a Ledger Nano S or anything like that, make sure you buy it from the manufacturer. Don't buy it on Amazon. Don't buy it on anything else. Why? Because you don't know what's in that computer code. Buy it from the manufacturer. And it's open source software, so yeah, that could fix you. So basically you get your Trezor and then you got to download the software, which is watched by the computer guys because we don't know what we're doing when it comes to that. Tom says beer at the Boonville Brewery. Let's go, Bix. Last time I went, they aren't even open. And I went by, and it was like a normal, it's like a Saturday at like 2 in the afternoon, and the whole thing was shut down. If they've opened up, let me know, because yeah. Oh, by the way, anybody who wants to go drink beers, we're going to Orange, California. It's down in Orange County, to the Tilted Kilt for the Bitcoin Bin Show on Saturday at 2 p.m., 2 o'clock. I will be there. Amy will be there. Paige, Word Wednesday with Paige will be there, the queen of Instagram. And Josh will be there taking video footage. And Bitcoin Ben and a lot of our friends will be down there. Come by and say hi. I heard somebody told me that they voted not to wear masks down there, which is awesome. Good for you guys. The CDC numbers came out, and it's 0.0. If you get COVID, there's 0.0002% chance you're going to die from it if you're under 70. I heard it was 150th on the all-time deadliest as far as percentage of people dying of all the diseases we've ever had, and yet we decided to shut down the world. That's the deep state. That's how much power they have. Challenger Investor, thank you, bud. What do you think is valid? Theta T-fuel ratio, 70-1 now. I kind of talked about that already. I think it depends when. Like right now, who knows? In a year or so, when people start really using it, I would say it would get into 15 or 20-1. On the good days for Theta Fuel, I'd say 5 to 10-1. On the tougher days, 20 to 30-1. But 70-1 is clearly out of whack. It's just how long do you want to wait? And you can buy any amount. That's the cool thing. You can buy any amount of Theta Fuel on Binance without moving the price because they have so much of it. I mean, literally, they have the most out of any of the validators of Theta, and they got 5-1 Theta Fuel, and they're mining for it, and they're probably using their customers' Theta to mine for it, right? Right, that's what they do. So yeah, you can get all the Theta Fuel you want on Binance, and you won't move the price. Now they heard this, they're gonna mess with me. So, all right, let's see. Bix, how much do you have invested in Theta? Well, it was a lot less a couple months ago. I'll just tell you that. Yeah, it is now my number one investment. Number one with a star. And I think it's a good place to be for the next 2 or 3 years while it's still undervalued. And at some point it might get overvalued. I don't know. I think $1,000, 2,000, 3,000, I might start thinking it's overvalued. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, probably like 3 or 4 years out, which is a huge return if you think about it. From 75 cents to 1,000, that's a good return. And you get one Theta node right now, and it goes to $1,000. You bought it for $7,500, and you got $10 million in your hand. Is that a guarantee? No, absolutely not. All right, Victoris Libertas. I didn't say that right. Texas doesn't do Binance. Yeah, there's a lot of places, because Binance US, Theta is not on that exchange, but they are the foreign Binance. If you were grandfathered in, you can get it. On the Road to Ruta, on the Theta page, I give you a couple different options on how you can get Theta. Two of them are just do swaps on like, is it simpleswap.io and coinswitch.co. I think those are them. Go to the private road to the Theta page. It tells you how to do it. Oh, there you go. Godex, you can swap LTC for Theta. A lot of people saying, did you sell your Litecoin? I said, nope. I got rid of half of my Litecoin for Theta. Half of it. And at some point, I'll get rid of half my Theta for Litecoin. When Theta becomes too overvalued and Litecoin is undervalued. That's how I like to play. So I keep hodling. I just hodl in a different coin. Okay. Dave L., I have a shitload of silver, Theta, and Veri because of VIX. Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, I think those are... Veri is absolutely a lottery ticket. And if that goes, that'll probably be the best return out of all of them. But Theta and silver, you're golden. And silver, we're just waiting for the end of manipulation. Theta, we're not waiting for anybody. We're just sitting and churning out our Theta fuel. It's not really mining. You're staking. You're getting given part of the pool. But yeah. Now, Bix, Trump did rescue 24,000 children. Yeah, I'm not discounting what Trump did. I'm a gigantic Trump fan. I know it's almost impossible to do what he's doing and the good guys are doing. In the same breath, I don't see him ever stopping the market manipulation and saying, hey, let's start this system on a sound footing. And I think that makes us weaker rather than stronger. So it's not everything I'm mad at Trump about, just the fact, the number one fact that he is probably the biggest market rigger. They're all market riggers, but he's the biggest. He's the biggest and he's the best at market rigging. Because he knew what was up before he came in. Because he was on the road to Ruta doing his homework in the early days. All right. Oh, did you guys see Trump talk about the Grand Canyon? Ooh, and he's trying to get the rights to pull uranium out of the Grand Canyon. Of course, he can't do it. Every president has tried to do it. It's not uranium, by the way. It's gold. So we will see what happens with the Grand Canyon. It's very exciting, though. Dan Willow, who's talking in Joe's earpiece? That's what I want to know. It's probably Hillary. No, I don't know who would talk into. Oh, it might be like a Podesta brother or something. I don't know. Joe couldn't handle it. They start licking his ear through the earpiece. Oh my God, there was Zero Hedge had listed the drugs. Donna Brazil. Wait, why isn't she in jail yet? Donna Brazil, they busted her for feeding questions to Hillary Clinton before the debate, and now she's a commentator on Fox News. She actively participated in manipulation of the voting system that we hold so sacred and the Democrats hold so sacred. Why isn't she in jail? Why does she's the stupidest. I'll never forget somebody confronted her about that. She says, how dare you? I'm a Christian woman. And she pulled the Christian card. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything about you being a criminal? You don't think there's Christian criminals out there? There is, Donna, and you're one of them. So, yeah. John L., when do you think Joe Biden will poop his pants tonight? I think it's going to be halfway through. You know, he's getting his little earpiece answers. They're giving him and all of a sudden, somebody hits a little clicker that disrupts the signal and starts playing like some Disney song, right? It's a small world. And then his wires just go crazy. I can see that happening. Popcorn is an earpiece. Yeah. Hold it together, make sure you're listening. Oh, I'm having fun. I actually, I'm excited about the, yeah, I know. Tim James says, Bix, Trump said he signed something that will give price discovery starting January 1st. We'll see. The only thing it could be is the destruction of the old system. So, and I don't think it's going to take a decider for that. I think they want the banks to do it themselves. But anyway, I'm really excited about going down to LA. I think Crypto Angels is going to be there. You going to be down there, bud? You going to do a little guardianship, shall we say, of Road to Ruta staff? He's our bouncer. Crypto Angels is our bouncer. Oh, sweet. Yeah. So yeah, he's got to protect Paige because she has all these fans now, as well she should. All right, I got to get going because I want to watch the debate and get something to eat, get some dinner. I just want to get on and say we'll know what's going on with silver in the next couple days because it's either rigged or not rigged. If it's not rigged, we're going to jump above 30, 40, $50 real fast. If it's rigged, you're going to see the more of the same volumes, and it's probably just a different handler. And I would venture to say it's BlackRock. But I think everybody should yell and scream at the regulators for not removing JP Morgan from the COMEX warehouses, the SLV custodian, which is the most egregious fault of BlackRock. It's called fiduciary duty. They're required by law to look after their fiduciary duties. Means you don't hire someone who's a criminal fox to guard the henhouse. And that's exactly what they're doing by having JP Morgan in charge of the SLV inventory. You don't think they're leasing it out the back door every 2 seconds? I'll bet you it's not even there. How many of those bars are molybdenum and how many are real silver? Did JP Morgan melt them down? No. They melted down U.S. Eagles and made COMEX bars, though. All right. That's all I got for you. Hey, you guys, thanks a lot. Give me a thumbs up. Wow, we got 800 people. Sweet. It was kind of spur of the moment. Yes, get your silver, get your Theta, get your Litecoin, and then get your lawn chair, butter, popcorn, and watch the show tonight. It's Big Swear, roadtoruta.com. I'll see you guys down in Orange, LA. Anybody within 1,000 miles, jump in your car. Come on down. If you saw Bitcoin Ben's RV, you're gonna say, "Oh, I gotta get me some of that." And we'll see you down there. Talk to you later.